Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus at Threshold of Hineni, and I'm here for what might be the last or second to the last video before we bind this. And I know that I haven't shown you how to make that really pretty pocket yet. That can go in after we bind it. I just wanted, I'm trying to video during daylight hours, and I want to do a lot of prep work before videoing that pocket because there's just a lot of stuff that you've already seen how to do that would just take up a lot of time. So I'm going to try to prep ahead as much as I can. So I'm going to tape that tomorrow, which you'll probably see 2 or 3 days down the road. But anyway, we will do it. I haven't forgotten. So today I have 3 things that I think we can do. And the first 2 are really easy. We're going to go ahead and put these envelopes in. I was just going to do this off camera, but there are some things that I want to show you in my thinking and everything that I think will help you to avoid some mistakes in the future. Okay, so this envelope, I printed it too big to go on the page this way. That's okay. A lot of times we turn envelopes this way in junk journals. Okay, I was thinking of doing it like this so that, you know, this opens up like this and you can put something in, and I would leave this side open as a pocket. The only problem is that we've got this button here, and when we're writing like on this page and stuff, it's going to be hard with that button. Now I do have cardboard that I put in between pages when I'm writing in that kind of situation, but just to make it easier, I'm going to turn it this way and put it in like this. Okay, and I think it looks really pretty against this pink lace. I'm kind of having a hard time giving that up, but I don't think that writing on this pink lace is going to be such a great idea, so it just makes a nice background. I'm going to do it in a little bit from the edge. I'm still going to leave this part open so that I can use it as a fairly large pocket from the side. So I'm only going to glue the sides and the bottom and then put this in. Now the other question is, do we want it down close to the bottom, close to the top, or do we want it centered? And I decided I do want it centered. Okay, and some people will do it right up to the edge, and that's fine. I think I like it just a little bit in. Okay, and I think that this thread that I put under there, this messy thread, goes really nicely with the pink too. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this, and I actually remembered to close my glue bottle. I've done like, I don't know, 8 or 9 videos today. I'm having fun. I would do a lot more, except that it's going to get dark pretty soon, and the lighting just doesn't work out well when it's dark. Okay, come on, you're going to work, right? There we go. Okay. This glue has not been good since I opened it. I may have to get in there when I'm off camera and dig around a little bit. There might be some that's dried that needs to be cut out or something. It doesn't take a whole lot. You guys see how thin I'm doing this? That's actually really good. It's just that it's hard. I'm having to press really hard to get it to come out to get that. But that will hold just fine. You don't need a ton of this glue. Okay, and I decided to center it right and to have it close to the edge, but not right there. Okay, so I'm sorry if I got into the camera. I think I've got it set back a little bit further than usual. Okay, so that was easy, right? Easy peasy. Let me just use my ruler to make sure that I didn't glue it to the page any place inside there. Okay, so that way we've got our envelope that we can put something into, probably several things into, and we've got this nice big pocket that we can put something into. Okay, and then I have the other envelope that we made that I was going through and trying to figure out where to put it, and I was kind of looking for a pink page because I like that too, but I saw this and I kind of hate to cover up these leaves because I really like them, but I do have those leaves elsewhere. And I just really like the way that it looks with the leaves underneath it. So I'm going to do that here. Now I've got the lace on the edge here, so I could use this as a side pocket, but it'd start, you know, pulling at the lace. So I'm going to make it a top pocket in this case. So I'm going to glue here, here, and here. and I'm going to center it. And I already checked, writing on top of that bow is not going to cause any problems at all. It's very small. And the coffee dyed paper, even though it's just regular copy paper, I'm going to try my old bottle, see if that'll work better. Even though it's just regular copy paper, so it's not very thick, when you add the coffee, when you coffee dye it, it I don't know, it makes it stronger and kind of thicker, and it's really fun to write on. The ink just goes on really smoothly. Oh, brother. There we go. These glue boogers, as Gail calls them. Okay, that's not going to come out either. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I do have one other kind of glue that it would work fine for this. Well, let's see if we can get this out. I like this better. I really, really like this kind of glue. Ugh. What on earth? I'm sorry, you guys. I think it's right here is the problem. Yeah, see, there's like that dried glop there. Ugh. See that? That, I think, is what's causing the problem. Just wipe that on a piece of paper. I use one of my cosmetic wipes really quick to wipe this off because it'd just be a lot harder afterwards because this glue is really strong and I don't want to ruin my awl. Okay, now let's try again. See if this works better. And I'm sorry, I've got kind of a frog in my throat. It's really funny. I said that to one of my Chinese kids one time. I've got a frog in my throat. And they just looked at me like, teacher, what? You've got a frog in your throat? It's really funny when you say these things that we just say without thinking. And, it's like to somebody from with a different language, they don't understand the idioms that we have. And, when you stop and think about what it sounds like, it's terrible. Like hot dog. It's like I talk about hot dogs with the little kids. And I say, have you ever had a hot dog? Would you like to try a hot dog? And they're like, no, teacher, no. And I realized that they thought I was talking about an actual dog. So that was pretty funny. And then, like we say, that animals are on the farm. Animals live on a farm, but they live in the wild. Why do we say it differently? That's just kind of funny. Oh, this is still not coming out well. I'm just going to have to figure that out. Okay. All right. So both my glues are misbehaving. That's not good. Okay, so what do we decide? We're putting this up close to we're putting it in the middle. But it has a top opening. Okay. So that's good. And I can still write, you can even write on the envelope. You guys do not hesitate to write on the envelope. Write everywhere. That's kind of what a junk journal is all about, is you can just write everywhere. And you don't have to write in order either. You can go through and, each day when you're going to write, you can look for the best place to write for that day. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do is I had a piece of paper like this with these orchids on it. I think that's what they are, is orchids. And so I did another thing, where I did a trifold like that, like I had done before. And I was just going to do it completely off camera. But what I decided to do, I think I want you to be able to see. I felt like after putting this envelope here, I was going to need something over here that wasn't pink. So I'm going to put this here, but I want to first sew this trim on, and I'm going to sew it closer to the edge, not over the edge, because I want this part to show. And then there's something else I'm going to do with some of the trim that came with the kit. Some of the printed trim that came with the kit that I think is going to look really cool. So first let's sew the lace on. And I'm just doing one piece of paper for this. I'm not doing two like I did with the larger one. One is enough this time. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Definitely. Sorry. I hope that I didn't mess up where everything is situated. Okay, looks like it's okay. Okay, I guess I could speed that up now, huh? I had it slowed down for those, for the envelopes, but I don't need it that slow anymore. Okay, so see how I've got it mostly on this thing because I want it to have some space between the lace and where I've distressed it here on this particular one. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out the page that I'm gonna work on. Okay, and let's put this someplace flat because it's all about to just fall all over the place. Okay, which page was it? It's this one, yeah. Okay, so I want to put it here, and then I have these, this is some of the trim that came with the kit. I'm gonna do it that way. And I like it. I've been trying to figure out where I could use it, and it's just a beautiful contrast, I think, with that, and then with the pink. It's just really, really nice. So, and I think it'll also help for attaching this. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I think that looks really neat. Okay, I think it'll also help for attaching it to this because I can put the glue on these and not on this, and so I won't end up with any bumpies. So I'm going to sew this onto the trim. I'm going to open this up and sew it. It's going to be sewn onto the middle part, which is not going to show. And it's a little hard because I can't see what I'm doing as far as that trim is concerned. Oh, I'm sorry I bumped the camera again. You guys, I'm so sorry. This is not a good place for the camera, obviously. I'm still trying to figure out what the best position is for the camera. But if I'm bumping it with my head, that's definitely not the best position, right? Okay. Yes, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm cool with that. All right, and then the same thing on this side. I'm going to sew it to the middle section. And when I've got this sewn on, then I'll show you so that you can see a little bit better what I did. Oops, I think that just moved. Now, if I was just doing this by myself without you all watching, and I wasn't worried about time and stuff, I would just use a little bit of glue stick to glue that in place, just a little bit, just to hold it in place, and I'd make sure that it dried and everything before I started sewing because I don't want to get glue down in my machine. I don't want to do that because I don't want to take up your time, but that's what I would recommend that you do. Okay, and this works fine. It's just, it's easier. It's kind of like basting your thing in place. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So here's what I did, is I sewed it to the back. Okay, I sewed it to this middle piece right here. Okay, can you see that? So that when I close it, it's like that, which doesn't look so pretty when it's out here. But when it's on this page, oh look, and the orchids are the next page. So this is kind of like a little introduction to them or something. When it's on this page, it'll look pretty, I think. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue on the sides and along the bottom, but not the top, so that behind this can be a pocket. Okay, so we'll see if we can get the glue to work well enough. I am so sorry about this glue being such a pain. It makes everything take longer. Ugh, still not working well. Well, let's see if there's something in the lid that needs to be gotten out. I don't really know how these lids work, so I'm not sure. I don't want to break anything. Doesn't seem like, doesn't feel like there's anything blocking it. Okay, well, let's see if I cleaned anything out. And sorry, I need to clean off my awl so I don't end up with it being disgusting. I'm not sure how well that glue will clean off once it's dried. And I don't want to find out on this because I need that. Okay, so let me make sure that I'm got this right. Okay, so this is the, okay, so we want to do the sides and the bottom. Oh, that feels better. It feels like there's air going in. No, it's still not working well. Shoot. All right, let me see if this other glue will work, because this is just paper, and I know that this glue works well with paper. It just seems like I'd had a problem with it too, but we'll see. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to come out either. What is the deal with all my glues? They don't want to work, and I don't think that glue stick is going to be strong enough for this. It almost seems like it needs to be cut off. Maybe that's why it doesn't work. You think? Think maybe you need to cut it open? I know that's not the case with the crafter's pick. I never had any problem with the other bottle. But I know with all the different kinds of glues, I've seen different people have problems with different bottles. You know, it's like the individual bottles sometimes can be different from each other. And so you have problems with that kind of glue on one bottle and on all the other bottles. Okay, this works really well. Wow. And on all the other bottles that you get, it's just fine, you know. But one bottle gives you problems. Okay. So this is some that I got at Walmart, I think. It is Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. And this is one that I've heard some good things about. So I guess we'll try it out and see how it works until I can figure out what's going on with my other one. Now I don't want to center this because I want to leave plenty of room for writing on this page because this is a good writing page. So I'm putting it over to the side, and there was a lot of glue that came out, so you can see it's already squeezing out the sides here. And remember that I left the top open so that it can be a pocket. We're not doing anything with these pockets yet until we, after we bind it, after we bind the book, then we'll start making our different cards and other what we call ephemera to go into the pockets. Okay, so what we did was we also, by having these two pieces of trim here, we made the pocket bigger. And let me just make sure that that's all open and doesn't have a bunch of glue squeezed into it. There we go. Okay, so we made the pocket a little bit bigger too that way. So let's put this back on here and I can show you what it's going to look like. Okay, so doesn't that look nice? I think that looks good together. It looks better than just having this blank page. Okay, and I like this kind of sort of masculine trim with all of my lace. I like the juxtaposition of things that are a little bit masculine with things that are like ultra feminine, like lace. Okay, so that's it, I think, for today. How are we doing time-wise? I think we still have some time. Okay, so again, if this cuts me off, it'll just be another video on the same day. I have two more pieces that I want to see if I can find a place for to use as like tucks or something. So let's see, there might not be a place for them, and then I'll just use them like on my ephemera or something. But the nice thing about a digital kit, you guys, is that you don't have to worry about conserving or anything, because see, now that would go really well there. Or should I use this one? Nope, I'm going to use this one. You don't have to worry about saving or anything, because you can print as many copies of this as you want, and you can adjust the sizes and everything. So if I want to make a card out of this kind of leaf, I can adjust the size down to do that. Okay, so I'm going to just glue here along here, just like I did on those other ones previously. Oops, yeah. Take off the lid. I'm not used to having a lid because the other glue doesn't have a lid. Boy, this is definitely, I cut the hole kind of big, I think, in my hurried state. Oh my, well, it all works. Okay, and I'm going to have this up like that so that I've got another tuck. I really like that. I like to have tucks and pockets and stuff, because when you're doing your journaling, it makes it so that you can take whatever you're writing on out. You can even take it with you someplace. Now this came a little bit off the side, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not even going to trim it. because I like things sticking out there like that. And I don't really have anything, so we've got a little tuck there. Okay, and then I've got this that I still want to put someplace. And I'm not sure if it's going to work someplace or not. And if I do put it in, if I want to trim it or something. Ooh, it could almost be like a belly band, actually. Well, I don't know that this is, if I had done it on cardstock, but this is going to be munched all the time if I do that. So that wouldn't work. I don't want to take up a whole page with it. I have a feeling I'm just going to end up using it in ephemera or something. But let's just see. Okay, now that's looking good. I still need something more there, though. So this is kind of, you know, like also going through and checking to see if there's anything else that we want to do before we bind it. So I really like the idea of it as a belly band, but it's not, since it's not on cardstock, it's not going to be thick enough. The other ones, you know, weren't on cardstock either, but I was layering things. And this has these little edges that have been fussy cut. So yeah, I don't think this is going to, it'd just take up an entire page that I don't really want to see. Now, isn't that cute? I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, and oh yes, we still have, what happened here? That, we had that, I think, right there. Oh, come on. Okay, so we had that holding it there, but we still have an envelope someplace in here that we have to decorate, and we need to put something down here on the bottom. Yes, we have this envelope that we need to decorate, and we can do that after we've bound the book too. It's fine. Okay, so I wonder if actually we might want to use that there. That would be pretty. Let's just do that really quickly. I think that'd be a great way to use this. I'm going to just cut off this bottom part. And I might put something more. I probably will put something more, but this will be a nice start to it. So let's go ahead and glue this. I think I want to cut these a little bit more so that they're kind of more like the other side. A little bit more fussy cut, but not super fussy cut. And that piece that I cut off of the stem with a couple of leaves, I can save because I can definitely use that someplace else. I definitely want to use it someplace else. Okay, so I think that looks better. And it'll be like that. Okay, so let's just quickly glue this. And then we're going to be done for today. I think we'll still have probably one more video before we bind it, but we might actually bind it in our next video. I'll just look really quickly through it and see if there's anything that we need to do before we bind it. I do know that I want to add some more corner tucks and stuff, but those can easily be done after it's bound. It's more like things that you want to sew in and stuff, which I do often sew in corner tucks, but they work just fine if they're glued too. Okay. So there we go. That's a good start to that. And we can finish it another time, but at least that way we've used this really pretty leaf. There are so many things I love about this kit. I keep saying, oh, this is my favorite thing. Right at this second, this leaf is my favorite thing. And at other times, the rose is my favorite. And some of those trims are just beautiful. She did a really good job on this. She really, really outdid herself. So, good job, Melody, if you're watching. You did a fantastic job on this kit. It is wonderful, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, you all, that's it for today. It's a wrap. I love you all. Bye-bye.